What's up, guys? How you doing? It's been a minute. I've been wanting to bring you months later for this car for a while, but I haven't had the time. But yeah, let's do it. It's been 9 months already, guys. It's crazy, I know. It's been 9 months with this E350 2023. And I wanted to tell you a few things about it. Before that, let me show you again how it looks. You know, you are familiar with the interior already, but why not? Because it looks so good. It looks so great. Right? Yes, sir. Yep. Looks really good with a sunroof like this. Let's get right into it. So, it's a couple of things I wrote down. For whatever reason, I misplaced the first list, so I had to think about it and do it again, put it down. Hopefully I didn't forget anything off that list. But so the first thing about, well, wait, let's start with, will I buy this car again if given the chance and knowing what I know now? Or let's say if somebody gave me their car for this many months and then I decided to buy it based on my experience with this car, will I buy it again? Yes, I will. I will buy it. This is a great car. This is a beautiful car. It's classic. As you can see, it's a classic. I just really wanted to have an experience with how this look and feel of the car is. Like, I just wanted to have an experience with it, and I haven't regretted it. The experience, the classic E-Class type of thingy. Obviously, this is my first Mercedes-Benz. So when I say, I'm not saying as I've gotten many Mercedes-Benz in the past, no. But I've always wanted to, you know, have this type of interior for a while. So I was like, I wanted to try it and see if what I've been thinking in my head was true. Because, you know, sometimes you really lust after something for a long time, and then when you do get that thing, you're like, man, I probably shouldn't have, you know, and you may have wasted money or not. But for what I thought before getting this car, I wanted more luxury from my Tesla. I wanted more luxury. I wanted more stuff. I wanted the ambient lighting and things like that I wanted from this car. I have it. So yes, the interior is great. Exterior is great. The overall experiences, in short, I will get this car again. So, you know, with everything, there are some things about them that you like, and there are some things that you do not like, right? So like phones, I use iPhones. I love almost everything about them, but there are some things with iPhones that I don't like, or I wish they can improve upon them and things like that. So that's exactly what is going on with this car. So the most of the things that I don't like, I think actually all of them, you will see, they are all inside the car. So let me take you back into the car. So let me pull up my list. The first thing that I hate so much about this car, especially the internal part of this car, is it's not having a wireless CarPlay. Like, this is a 2023 model. Why would you not have wireless CarPlay? Why do I have to plug in a cable? Like, CarPlay and Android Auto, right? Like, why do I have to plug in before I can get some music or I can get some map? You know, it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous, and it should not have been the case, but that is the case. Wireless CarPlay is not available. You have to plug in a freaking cable, which is annoying. Okay, let's go to the next one. So look at this. You remove the cable, you don't have CarPlay anymore. I think it's ridiculous. Like, it should not be the case. Let's go to the second one. The talking about CarPlay. Let's look at where this cable is, right? Let me take out the water and say, if you want to play music now, or you want to use the CarPlay, you have to literally plug it in here or plug it over here, right? Plug it over here. You have two USB-C cables here, which is great. But either way, when you plug it in here, right? Like, it's open, maybe there's no water or anything like that. You just wanna, have like, there's no cable management, basically. That's what I'm trying to say, because when you close this, it's not looking nice enough, It's not looking nice. And once you have the cable here, sometimes it's difficult to, like, open this again. But it would have been better if there was like a little cutout or something like that, after you close it, you can move it around like this. But that's not the case. You have to have the cable outside like this, and then you plug in the phone. I think it's ridiculous. It should never be this way. I think it's a bad cable management. Or you could say, oh, why don't you put it here, right? So you put the cable here, and then you close this. Like you are really messing with the cable. You are really messing with the cable because of the fact that there's no cutout. So you have to create your own cutout. So usually, like, I'll put it here or something like that, or like I'll open it and put it here, something like that, so you can get that space, which is ridiculous. But yeah, that's the second one. And so my third issue is no full screen on CarPlay. I should have probably said it before the next one, but the previous one. But look at this nice, beautiful, large screen, right? Because the older models, I've seen them have CarPlay full screen. So I do not understand why this does not. I don't know if it's just my car. Somebody told me, oh, you can take it to the Mercedes-Benz dealership and they can widen it for you or something like that. I don't think that's the case. Excuse me, or that should be the case. I think it should come out straight up. And sometimes the annoying thing is the CarPlay takes a long time to come on. Not sometimes, a lot of time it takes a long time to come on, right? So look at this. This is a whole section of the car. Why do I have CarPlay just at this part of the screen? Look at how big the space for where you have the volume controls. Look at how big this place is, or this space is. Why didn't you just widen the freaking CarPlay? And it's just ridiculous. I think it makes no sense. But I think that's probably like something. I don't know if I shouldn't include in some of the things that I don't like. But if you have the screen, why won't you use the full screen, right? It annoys me to the core. And then another thing about a CarPlay is, I don't know if it's specific to this car. Sometimes when I'm around the area, like, I will be using the map and it will just disconnect. So I'm not sure why that is, but it is what it is, right? The next bad thing, or my less favorite thing about this car, from inside is the navigation. The navigation in this car sucks. That is why I almost always use CarPlay, and that is why I'm annoyed, because you have to always plug it in. The navigation works, is good, but then it's very slow. It's a slower navigation, and sometimes like you may read it wrongly if you don't pay attention. Like you have to get used to it. I just keep using CarPlay, so I haven't been able to get used to it, because sometimes it's slow. It will say you're about to make a left, and if you don't read it well, you either pass the exit before you try to turn, or the other way around. It's just freaking slow. Let me just say the software in this car is a little slow. It's not very snappy, and it's kind of slow, and you know, sometimes I'm like, you already know what time it is. So, so another thing about this that, you know, if I was to pick, because I use driving assistance package a lot in my Mercedes-Benz, or I said my Mercedes-Benz.
How can I?
So I use the driver assistant package a lot. I use the autopilot a lot when I had a Tesla, but I use this a lot too. But this one you have to pay a little bit more attention. I have the EQE, the electric version, and that's way better. So we're not even going to talk about that right now. But if I was to choose between this car and another car, with let's say between this and the Tesla, just for the autopilot or the driver assistance package, I would have probably chosen the Tesla, because this one is really nice. You know, it comes with it. You can change the lanes. It can change the lanes for you if you. It's not automatic. You have to like manually tell it you are trying to go to the left or the right lane, and then once you do it, it will do it for you. But then other than that, just going straight on the road, it's not very smooth. It's not the best, because sometimes it may drift a little bit. I mean, it's a driver assistant package, so I kind of understand, but it's way better on the EQE. The electric version of this, like, it's way better. Like, that one can do work. Like, it can go to work. You really have a lot of fun with that car, and you can be hands off a lot of times than this, especially in curves. With this one, you have to be careful, especially if there's like, you know, a sharp curve and things like that. You have to be very careful. If not, you may end up throwing yourself in some bush or something like that. So the driver assistant package in this is not the best, and I would choose a Tesla or the electric version of this if that was to be the sole reason why I was getting this car. And I use that a lot. So but yeah, I mean, so yeah, I think that would be the things that I don't like about this car. So far, I mean, it's not a lot, and some of the things you can say I'm being petty or I'm being too whatever, but you know, it's just part of the thing. It's part of the experience. You know, the wireless CarPlay I think is dumb, but you know, the newer ones have the wireless CarPlay and things like that. Other than that, I love the car. It looks great. It still looks, it's luxurious. Like, I like the physical buttons that it has. You know, that's one thing that I wish a lot of them still have. Like, a lot of these newer cars don't have the physical buttons. It still have the, you know, nice clicky. Oh, it's still working when it's off. Sheesh. Anyways, but you know, I love these. I love the ambient lights. I'll do the POV night drive soon. The color of the wood in there with this color and stuff like that, I love it. And one other thing that I don't like also is this clicky clacky thing. Actually, this is a little better than the EQE. The EQE is crazy sometimes, yo. This one is a little better, but you know, sometimes you like, you are just trying to just maybe hold the steering wheel like this, and you may mistakenly swipe over some of these things and it will just do whatever. Because I mean, these ones usually it will not do that, but here, because there's the volume and things like that, it's a slider. You can either click on it or just pass your hands on top of it, and then once you do that, intentionally or unintentionally, you will see that it will move, and you may not really want that to happen, which is ridiculous, right? So yeah, that's one thing that I wish it was like those like hard buttons, or you can activate or deactivate it if you didn't want. If you just wanted to actually click before it responds for you, you could do that. Another thing is this thing right here, right? I thought it would just respond to your fingers, but no, it doesn't do that. What it does is, you know, sometimes when the car is on and you are trying to take your phone, because it's the wireless, either you are charging or because you are using the CarPlay, you have to have a cable, right? Once you take it and you don't have to, like, you don't do all the unnecessary thing and pass it behind the thing, but if you just take it like this and it passes on top of this, it will start moving things. It will start clicking things on the screen, which is unnecessary. But people will say that's third world problems or something like that, but that's what it is. And but apart from that, you know, still the Mercedes-Benz, the seats very comfortable, luxury. It drives great as always, no regrets or whatsoever. Yeah, I hope you guys love this and fuck with it. Let me know what time it is. Let me know what you think. Let me know if any of the the points that I made does not make sense. If you have a E-Class, especially the 2023 version, and there's something that you don't like about it, you can share in the comment section and stuff like that. If I find any more that is more than 2 or 3, I can make another video for that. But I think for now, that is really the stuff that I do not like. Apart from that, everything I said in the first video about that I love and I love even more. It drives great, you know. Obviously the gas mileage is not that, it's actually okay, just better with longer drives, right? So yeah, all right, peace guys, take